Hello, everyone. So, welcome back to our YouTube channel. I'm Dr. Adnan Shaikh, and I'm a clinical pharmacist. And today I have invited Dr. Fathima Beegum, ma'am. This will be our second video on literature review. So, please, over to you, ma'am.
Yeah, we will start the session. So as you all know that while writing a review, a review article, or if you are going to write a research article, you want to write one thesis, you want to write one proposal for grant, for all the purpose, the essential factor or essential part is literature review. So how we can do this literature review and what all things you have to take into account while doing the literature reviews. As a beginner, what all things you have to take care. Everything we will discuss in today's session. Shall we start?
Yes, please. You can share your screen.
I have slide. Yeah. Yeah. Adnan, is it visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, fine. So we are going to start the session, literature review made easy. It is a practical approach for both the students and the researchers, for the starting students as well as for the researchers, for the beginners. Coming to the beginning, yeah. What is literature review? You may be knowing that literature review is nothing but it is a summary. Already existing research will be there in a particular topic and you are making a summary by evaluating this particular research. What you all are doing, our focus should be to identify the patterns. What all patterns are there in that particular research? What is the gap that exists in that research? And what is the trends that follows in that research? So if you want to do a new research, if you want to conduct a new research, you need to get all the data that is previously done in the particular field of that research. For that purpose, we can say that this literature review always helps to build the foundation of the new research. And you may be knowing that for the academic credibility, it is an essential factor. Why does this matter? Why this? From the starting itself, I have said you, if you want to do a review, if you want to do a review article, if you want to do research article, you want to write a proposal, all the things, an essential part is literature review. So why this matters? It always helps to avoid duplication. Same if any research has been done. For example, you are planned to do a research in X formulation in Y activity you plan to do, and you don't know if you are not doing a thorough literature, you cannot say that your project is novel or your topic, because if you are not doing the literature review thoroughly, duplication occurs, because another scientist have done the same thing, same activity in the same formulation, then it will become a problem for you. The novelty issues will be there. You can't publish the article, and so many problems will be there. So first, why literature review matters is that it helps to avoid the duplication. Then second point is that it helps to provide a theoretical background. You are going to do a particular practical work. You are going to find out a plant, you are going to find out the potential efficacy of a plant extract. You should get maximum theoretical background related to that, all the possible. For example, if you are analyzing ethanol, methanol, water extract, what happens is if proper structured literatures are there, I am saying once more, proper structured literatures are there in that particular topic, you can prevent the duplication and same duplication of the work. For example, if I could say ethanol extract, already studies are there, and it was found out that it has maximum efficacy. Then there is no need for you to do another extract, water extract or or aqueous or any other extract. No need to do. So that duplication can be avoided, and also a complete background, theoretical background. These all molecules will be responsible for this activity. These all et al studies has been there, which suggests that this all molecules has or flavonoids, for example, if you are taking flavonoids, polyphenols, all this has this effect. That theoretical background will be there if you do proper literature reviews. The next important factor is that we have to find out the research gap. As a researcher, if you are doing your research project, the main thing is that the research gap. Because in that, if you identify that research gap and work on that research gap, that is the gap, or that is the then only our research study will be fruitful. So to find out the research gap, literature reviews needed. We have to go through a lot of literatures and find out this all studies has XYZ studies has been conducted on this formulation or conducted on this chemical molecule. But ABC is yet to explode. ABC activity is said to explode. So these all things are there. So in order to find out the research gap, the literature review will help. Then if you want to know about more the topic, that's why in the review articles we are doing a lot of literature review when compared to research article. So that's why all the universities are always for the PhD candidates and all, they are saying that you have to publish one review article, like that mandatory will be there. What the theory behind this mandatory is that if you do a review article, you will get thorough knowledge about the topic you are going to do research. So you can understand the topic very well. That is why literature review has to be done. And also next thing is that you may be having, while doing your research, you will have your research question, right? You are trying to answer the particular research question. So in order to strengthen that question should be strengthened. Then only your research should be that much strengthened. So in order to strengthen the research question also, you have to do thorough literature reviews. So these are the reasons why you have to do literature review. Literature review matters because it helps to prevent the duplication. It will provide theoretical background. It helps to identify research gap, and also it strengthens the research question. And also it helps to understand your topic, improves the understanding of the topic. Then what are the different types of literature reviews? You may have heard of narrative review, systematic review, meta-analysis, scoping review, integrative review, critical review. Like this, different types of literature reviews are there. As a beginner, what you can start is, you can start with narrative review. Then the systematic review and meta-analysis, it has its own prisma, like that. It has its own procedures to follow. So it is a bit difficult. So as a beginner, I should say, I should recommend you to start with the narrative reviews. Then scoping reviews are there, critical reviews are there. What all are this type of reviews we can see? Coming to narrative reviews means it is a general overview of a topic. It is very flexible in order to understand, for example, understanding broad concepts in education and health. So that comes under narrative review. Systematic review means we are answering a specific question and there will be a structure. As I told you, a structure will be there and transparent method will be there for this systematic. While coming under scoping reviews, it explains the range of research available. What all, for example, it maps the concepts and gaps, which are the gaps, which are the concepts that is there. All these things are mapped under the scoping review. For example, research trends using AI, that all comes under scoping. Then comes the integrative review. Integrative review, what it is doing is that it combines different types of studies. A, B, C, D, various studies are there in the particular topic. It combines all this theoretical as well as empirical works. Then comes the another type of review, which is known as critical review. what it will do is it analyze the already existing studies, critically analyze the already existing studies, and it aims to find out the strength and weakness of that studies. Narrative review is nothing but a descriptive and flexible type, but critical comes under critical means it will evaluate what all are the strength of this particular study ABC. This is the strength of the study, while this is the limitation of the study. Like that, if you are explained, that is known as critical review. Then comes the next type, meta-analysis. Meta-analysis means it combines the statistical data. We are using statistical results from the studies, and with that, even ANOVA data or with the descriptive statistics or in inferential statistics, all these are used, and these results are used to find, or these results combine. This combines the statistical results and studies here. Then comes the theoretical reviews. Theories will be there. For example, if you are going for what I could say theories, depression, different theories are there. Amine theories is there, and noradrenaline, different theories are there. So if we are analyzing all the theories and comparing each theory to find out what is the limitation of this particular theory, what is the advantage of this particular theory, that comes under theoretical review. Then another type is there in which we are organize our literature. We will collect so much literature and organize it based on category or visual and all, and that comes under literature mapping review. Shows relationship. For example, if you are taking climate change, what is the research going on? And that all comes under literature mapping. Then another type is the rapid reviews there, which provides the evidence quickly. It is actually a systematic process, and that is there. And another is umbrella reviews there. Reviews findings from multiple reviews. We are finding out, we are taking different multiple reviews, and from that review, we are making one review. For example, all the review articles are collected, and from this review articles, we will take the point and will produce or will organize one particular review. That comes under umbrella review. So as a beginner, I should once more emphasize this. As a beginner, you start with narrative review. So before starting with the steps in the review of literature, I should say that if you are planning to write a review of literature, first what you have to do, this is a practical thing. You first create one folder in your laptop, and you rename that folder based on your studies. Then you just go to Google Scholar, Scopus, or a PubMed and all, and you use Boolean operators you use, and you find out all the articles that is essential for your study. You copy paste all that. Maximum articles PDF will be available if you are using Zotero and all, mentally Zotero like that. Reference management tools will give you PDF. So if you get the PDF, you copy paste that PDF and you export that PDF into the folder you have already created. So that folder will contains all the literature that you have selected for reviewing. So steps in literature review. First one is you have to define the topic. What topic you are planning to conduct the research. So that topic should be defined properly. Then next step is to find out sources. Where all we get the literatures related to that particular sources. So search for sources and you have to evaluate that sources. Then after evaluating the sources, you will get so many literature, so many journals or so many articles you will get, right? So organize all the information that you get from the articles. You can use any method for this based upon the theory you can organize theoretically based upon chronology. For example, latest article, then middle article, old article, like that. Chronologically also you can organize the information. Then once you organize the information, what you can do is you analyze the findings. Each article you go through and you find out what all are the findings and what is the findings emphasized in this particular article. The best thing I should say, this is another practical aspect I should say, because going through an article fully will take you so much time. So what you can do is always the major important part of an article is, what I could say is a research article or review article. The major part in the case of research, it's abstract. go to its abstract. You read through the abstract, you will get an idea. So don't read all full article when you are sitting for first time. Just you go through the abstract, you search, you find out all the things from the abstract, main points from the abstract, and you copy paste, or what you can do is you download that particular article and keep it for later references. So first what you can do is, first doing the literature review, first what you can do is go through the abstract. Then after that you go through the discussion part you go through. If it is a very good article, then the discussion will be very profound. The discussion will be in such a way that you can, once you read the discussion, you will get all the idea about that particular study. So that is the two things to keep in mind. First and foremost, don't go through the whole literature. If you go through the whole journal at first, if you refer 2 to 3 journal itself, you will get exhausted. So don't do that. As a beginner, what you can do is your related article. If you have in your hand, if you have 10 articles in your hand, first go through the abstract of each article. You take the important points and you make one word copy and paste in that. After that, you go through the discussion. Then if you get enough time, you can read all the articles. So analyze the findings, write and revise. That is an important step in your literature review. You have to write, and each time when you go through, each time again and again, if you go through the article, revision is needed. So revise, write and revise. These are the steps. Then how to choose a very research topic, good research topic. In order to choose the research topic, first you have to select an area of interest. If you are in which area you are interested in which area you want to write the literature review or a review or research article, in which area you have to write, that you have to find out your area of interest. Then next step is to narrow broad subjects. Don't, in the literature review, or if you are writing a review article or research article, keep in mind, don't write vaguely. For example, application of AI in education. Don't write that, because it is vague. So many things is there and we will not finish. But application of AI in what research, in a particular research, specify that particular research and do. If you are doing, then narrow down the topic. Always narrow the topics. Then you have to ensure what is if that particular research topic is relevant now, or it is novel, or it is feasible. If you are doing research in that, whether it is possible to do the research in India, or is it possible to do research in your particular place? Is it feasible? That you have to find out. Then you have to consider all the available literatures that is there in that particular topic. And next step is you create and develop focused objectives. So first is research topic. So don't use vague topics. Narrow down your topic and you select one field, and from that field, one activity you can select, and you find out whether that is relevant and feasible. And after that, you create your objective. So in order to develop the research questions, so research question is an important part in the research. And also in order to find out literature review, first you have to answer this research question. And related to the research question only, we are doing our literature review. So our research question should be such a way that it should be clear and specific, not it should be non-specific. It should be always specific and it should be clear. For example, so if you are taking one plant extract, consider XY plant extract, activity of, or the potency of XYZ plant extract in Alzheimer's, a narrative review, or an updated narrative review. Potency of formulation or intranasal formulation in Parkinson's disease. Like that, you can do. The question should be what I mentioned. What I am trying to say is your research question should be always clear. And the second point is very important. Don't use vague wording. vague wordings or vague concepts that you should not use. Always narrow down into a specific thing. And what is your research goals? You have some research goals now. For example, Alzheimer's is your research goal. Then you align with the particular research goal. You search for the plants or search for the chemical compounds that is related to that particular activity. Don't go way for neurological activity. For example, if you are doing a research in Alzheimer's, then go for the potency of the particular chemical molecule in Alzheimer's, rather than don't go for neuroprotective effect like that. If you are saying neuroprotective effect, it can be used for Alzheimer's, Parkinsonism, it can be used for all depression or all types of neurological disorders. So that it is very difficult for you to move further. It is very difficult for you to find out the articles and all. So always what you can do is your research goal, your research question should align with your research goal. For example, if we are saying how does online learning affect student online learning affect the student engagement? That is only one parameter we are analyzing, student engagement. So like that, the question should be clear, specific, and you should not use vague or should not be vague wording, and it should always align with your research goals. So when you select, so now you have your research question, now you have your research hypothesis, everything is there. Then we are going to do your literature review. So use academic databases. And if you have all the things in your mind, what you can do is academic databases such as PubMed, Google Scholar, and Scopus can be used, and search in these things and find out the literature. Then library catalogs will be there, various, and in that only, or that also you can do. Then, as I told you, keywords are very important. Use keywords because keywords always helps to find out the correct literatures. And Boolean operators, and or not. These are Boolean operators. For example, if you want to conduct a study of plant XYZ in Alzheimer's and Parkinsonism, you should rate activity of XYZ in Alzheimer's and Parkinsonism. So all the literatures of both will come. But if you want to do Alzheimer's but not Parkinsonism, then you can use Alzheimer's, not Parkinsonism. Activity of XYZ planned on Alzheimer's, not Parkinsonism. Then if you want either Alzheimer's or Parkinsonism, you can use or. Activity of XYZ planned on Alzheimer's or Parkinsonism you can use. So always try to use Boolean operators. Boolean operators helps you to find out the literatures very easily. So keywords is also important. This I need to give you, or I need to guide you, because if you are writing a research article and literature article and all the journals will ask you for keywords. Don't go for vague keywords. You should be always give correct keywords related to your studies. Then it will be easy for your studies to be cited. As an academician, what is your main aim? Your paper should be cited by other scholars. Then only it will be useful. If it is not cited by anyone, then there is no use now. So if your paper has to be cited by other co-fellows, your keywords should be in such a way that it should be correct keywords. So then you can use Google Scholar, and also your reference list you can check. As I told you, you can use Zotero or Mentally and all you can use, and you can find out your literatures. You can copy paste it and you will get PDF. You can collect that PDF. So popular databases that is available are Google Scholar, Gestor, PubMed, Scopus, WOS, that is Web of Science, IEE, Explore. These are the databases that you can use, and sources you can use, and these all databases will give you good articles related to your research question or related to your research hypothesis. Then comes the keywords effectively. Always how to use keywords effectively. Use core concepts. You have to use various synonyms and related terms as keywords. And also, I told you, Boolean operators and or not can be used. and also use quotation marks for exact phrases. You can use quotation marks and all, double inverted commas and all you can use to find out the in order to use the keywords effectively. So in order to evaluating the sources, you can check the author credibility. How to evaluate the sources? Now you find out the sources. You have PubMed, Google Scholar, everything is there. From that you have find out the literature or articles you have find out. Now you want to know whether this is very good article or not. In order for that, you have to evaluate the sources. For this, you have to first check for the author credibility. You check the author, scopus and all author details will be given. So you credit for that credibility, you check the author. Then you have to check the publication date. This also you have to keep in your mind. If you are writing a review article or research article, try to incorporate latest 5 years articles, because that will be updated. So latest 5 years articles you have to incorporate. Then comes the relevance. Relevance has to be access. Then methodology of this. Once you go through the, once you want to evaluate the sources, you go through the methodology, whether they are using the correct methodology or not, or the traditional methodology, or any changes has been done, or that changes feasible or not. Everything you have to find out. Then also you have to find out, you have to identify if there is any bias or reliability issues are there. For that bias and all, not you can find out by selecting a very good journal. Always go for journals. Once you search, you will get so many literatures. You open that literatures and find out that whether it is in good journal. You always, what you should do is, you can go for Q1, Q2, Q3, maximum Q3 up to Q3 journals you select. And Scopus indexed also, or Web of Science index journals will be very good. So select that type of journals and do your literature review. Then reading and note taking strategies you have to find out. As I told you, first skim abstracts first. Then what all are the key findings? You go through the discussion and you find out the key findings and you mark that key findings. Then you make organized notes for this. Take organized notes, and as soon as you go through the literature, you cite the immediately. You record the citation immediately. You go to Zotero or Mentally and record the citation correctly. And you can use summaries and annotations also, different types. So reading and note taking is very important part in the literature review. First go through abstract, then go through discussion, important findings you copy paste, and you cite the article. Cite means that we can do, I think Adnan, we can do one session about how to use Zotero or Mentally and to reference manage
Sure.
tools. It will be
Sure,
useful.
we can plan that in future.
Yeah, it
Definitely.
will be useful. It will be useful.
Yes.
So that's it. Then comes the next thing is organizing the literature. So now you have all the literatures, you have reference tools, everything is there. Now we have to organize these literatures. Either you can use based upon themes, group the things by themes, or chronologically, as I told you, based upon the years, 2002, 20, 2021, 22, 23, 24, 25, like that. Latest 5 years, chronologically, you can organize the data, or you go through the methodology, and based upon methodology also, you can organize the literature. Then concept maps you can create. You can use a spreadsheet or any other software. Spreadsheet also you can use, and you can find out, you can make a file regarding, if you are taking methodology, you can use methodology, or chronologically, if you are chronology is somewhat easy for, so you can give chronologically in that. Then, as I told you, reference management tools you can use, because it is very easy. Literature review, if you are using reference management tools, it is very easy to conduct literature review. Zotero, Mentally, EndNote you can use. The main benefit is that organization is very easy, and also reference will be automatic. So if you are first time, if you are doing the work in Vancouver style, but the particular journal wants it in Harvard style, it is very difficult to manually sit and do each and every references. That is very difficult. So what in this reference tools we can do is that we can easily change the reference from bank over to Harvard. So that is the main advantage. That is automatic referencing, PDF storage, everything will be there. So reference management tools, try to use that. It will reduce your workload. Then you have to find out the research gap. As I told you, unanswered question, what is the contraindication in the studies? Then to identify underrepresented population. For example, if you are conducting the studies only in geriatric population, what will be the studies, or what will be if it is conducted in the normal age groups? Then emerging trends, all these things will help you to find identify the research gap. Then you have to synthesize all the information that you get. For example, if you go through 10 journals, 10 articles, and you have collected all the data from the 10 articles, what you have to do is you have to compare and contrast the various studies that is there, and you take 2 to 3 parameters and find out the relationship between 2-3 parameters. You discuss the patterns, what is available, what is the trend, and don't use simple summaries and all, because avoid simple summaries like that. You always compare and contrast. That is a very good thing. Compare 2 studies and contrast. In this study, XYZ et al. Emphasize that this molecule has potent neuroprotective or potent anti-diabetic activity. In contrast to that, in another study, XYZ or ABC et al. Emphasize that this particular molecule is having insulin resistance. So compare and contrast like that. You will. That is very good. That will be very useful. Then while writing the literature review, the first is introduction. You have to write the introduction. Then the main body based upon themes, either chronologically or based upon content or based upon methodology you can create. Then you have to analyze it. In critical analysis, what you can do, you can compare and contrast and analyze it. Then you make one conclusion and you find out your research gap. And what is important is that in literature review also, if you are writing, when you go from one topic to another, the transition should be proper and it should be linked. For example, if you are rating the potential activity of a plant in neuroprotective, or if you are analyzing the anti-diabetic activity of a particular plant, what you can do is first you can go with diabetes and the epidemiology of diabetes. Then why this treatment of diabetes is important. Then you transit it into the plant. This plant is having so many activity, but its predominant activity is diabetic, but it is to be explored like that. Proper transitions you have to make. Then what all are the common mistakes that you as a beginner will make is, first is you will not analyze. Simply you list out the studies without analyzing. Don't do that. The second one is outdated sources. Don't go for 2000, 1999, 1998, 1997, 1992, 1980 articles. Always updated articles you have to use. And organization it should not be poor. It should be very profound. And critical thinking. Your critical thinking is also essential. As I told you, you have to critically analyze. You have to compare contrasts. Everything you have to done. And another important mistakes you will do is, if you are not using proper reference tool and all, you will do incorrect citation problems. So that is also an important mistake that can be avoided by using reference management tools. Then practical tips, what I should say to you is that always start early. Don't wait for the last moment. Start early. Then stay organized. You always if you keep in your mind, I will go through 3 literatures today. I will write all the things related to 3 literature. You have to finish that in that day itself. Then you can use citation tools. You read critically and you revise multiple times. Revise. And also what you should do is you seek feedback from others. You give it to your colleague. You give it to your friend. As a beginner, if you're a student, you give it to your friend. will give you some suggestions. If that suggestions is you feel that suggestions is good and that criticism is productive, you accept that and you make the changes and then you give it to your mentor, and like that you do. So always seek feedback. So what is the conclusion? The conclusion is literature reviews are very much essential for a very good research. For in order to save your time to maximum extent, you have to use a systemic approach. And also in academic writing, critical analysis is very much important. You think, revise multiple times. That is very much important. And please keep in mind, first time when you are writing one literature article or review, when you are doing one literature review, it seems to be difficult, but don't hesitate or don't think that it is very difficult. Practice makes the process very easy. So you revise, you seek feedback, then you will become expert in that. Yeah, that's it for beginners. Thank you so much.
Yeah, now that's it. So yeah, it was really informative, and right from, it's quite easy for the beginners to understand about the importance of the literature reviews. Even if anyone is working as a medical writer or the scientific writer, this method is going to help them as well in their journey and in the job. So I hope everyone likes this video, and we are definitely going to come up with some more amazing video. And thank you so much for your time and for your knowledge sharing. And
Thank you, Adnan, for the opportunity, because I love seeing students or seeing the young generation. They are making so much efforts in order to make up a profession very nice, or in order to enhance the knowledge. It is a very big thing. So I like the initiatives that you are making with so many people so as to grow. So keep
same here.
doing these things, and whatever possible, whenever possible, I will also join, because for me also it will be a opportunity to grow. So
Sure,
thank you.
sure. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.